get out of our comfort zones and learn that the ability to think outside your comfort zone and question the things you've known before would make us
Money melanie popping chocolate body gun. Money melanie popping chocolate body gun. I go fi follow you reach your gate.
People, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ganny. Thank you so much for stopping by. I know I have been MIA for the longest of time. For those of you who have watched me from the time I started, you know like I've literally been going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So I decided to take YouTube more seriously as I have finished university, and that's one of the main reasons why I was slacking and not on job. And in taking YouTube more seriously, I decided to brand myself and brand my YouTube channel. So this YouTube channel is basically going to be about self-motivation, encouragement, love, and lifestyle in general. Just, you know, the serious and the not so serious, so we have a balance. So it could be something very, very important, and then something a little bit more fun to, you know, make everybody laugh once in a while. So yeah, and in doing that, I decided to come up with a series that I titled Know Your True Self. And today's topic is going to be learning to unlearn, because that's what I decided to start with. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so learning to unlearn. I came across this concept about earlier on this year, and I decided to start to actually put it in my daily life and actually start to try to become a better person using this concept. So what the concept means to me is learning to give up the things that we used to think that were good, that were not necessarily the good way. And sometimes it might not have to do with giving it up. It might just have to do with seeing things in a different way. So let me give an example. Sometimes in the past, I probably thought judging people was okay, but you know, now I'm older, I'm grown, I realize that judging people might not necessarily be the best way to go about it, because people have different reasons for doing very different things. It might seem crazy to you, but it might seem perfectly normal to the person. And I realized in a generation like ours, where we normally would have influences from our parents, our peers, aunties, uncles, all that kind of different things, we tend to not process things. We tend to just do as we're told. And I feel like we have to get out of our comfort zones and learn that the ability to think outside your comfort zone and question the things you've known before would make us be better people. So for example, I'm Nigerian, and I know people that are Nigerian or from African descent would have had certain things imposed on them right from when they were a child. Because where I come from, a child is not allowed to talk back, and a child is not allowed to be right, and all that kind of things. You see an adult, and the adult just automatically is right, and they don't realize that it actually kills the child's morale, and the child grows up to have timidity issues or lack of self-confidence, and they don't know where it's coming from. And we just have that in our head that, oh, we have to be this way. We have to choose to unlearn certain things. We have to choose to make conscious efforts to be better people. Like, let me give you an example. The person that made electricity first in the world, he would have probably been told that, you know, electricity is impossible and it's just darkness. But he challenged what he knew. He challenged the norm. He tried to be a better person. And because of that, we have electricity today. And people that are unicorns, the special people, the most intelligent people, the innovators, they challenged the norm. You can't expect to be normal and be something great. My best friend always tells me he can't be normal, he's weird, because weird is good. People always see you as, if you're weird, you're tagged as different, and different not in a good way, but we actually need to start challenging those norms. Like, for example, why is dark skin better? Or why is light skin better? Or why should I date a short person? Or why should I work in a certain field? Like, we need to start to challenge what we know and try to be better people for it. Another thing I'd like to speak about is the fact of fear. A lot of people tend to deceive themselves that fear has always been in us, we're born with fear, and I totally disagree. We have to change the perception that we were born with fear and we can't do things without fear, because I strongly believe in the fact that a lot of people in the world do not get their calling or get their calling late or miss their calling just because of fear. You're trying to go to this point and you're too scared to just jump to this point. So what you do is you go round in circles, and you go here. You're still going to get to that point. But the truth is, you've wasted so much time going round in circles that you might probably have gotten to that point. So what I'm trying to say is we need to step out of our comfort zone and we need to start to challenge the norms. We need to start to try to be better people. Another example that I want to give is things like tribalism, racism, and things like that. There are things that have been passed on from us from generation to generation. We have no reason to not like someone from a different tribe or different race. It was just ideals that were passed on to us. And those ideals were passed on from our parents' parents. And it just keeps becoming generations and generations of ignorance. And if we as the millennial generations don't try to challenge the norm and try to be better people for it, we wouldn't be any different. We would just be the same generation who just listened to everything they were told. And to make it worse, I don't think it's ever been as worse as this because of the internet. The internet is such a beautiful thing, but at the same time, it can be such a terrible thing because now I'm in England and I can be influenced by social media from someone who is in Japan. I see a lot of times when people on social media, on my TL, I see people arguing about things like feminism or should I cook for my husband, or there was one time on my TL that people were saying, oh, I can't marry someone who gets lower than a certain amount. We need to change that mentality. We need to stop allowing things like that control us. Like, we need to deliberately try to unlearn some of these things that has been put in us unconsciously and consciously. And by doing so, we become better people for it. And I hope that with the series I'm going to do, you guys will learn more and improve yourself better, because I feel like it's a journey that I'm also taking, and I just feel like it's very important for me to share it with you people, because I believe that we're all growing and we can all grow together. And I would like a situation where I would not know something and people would be able to comment and at me or tweet at me or message me telling me, okay, you should look at it this way. That's what I feel like the world should be, and I feel like we should have those important conversations as young people, because when we have it as young people, we become better parents and better global citizens. So, you know, I just wanted to share that with you all. And I'm not sure what my next topic is going to be on, but it's going to be a continuation of this, not necessarily learning to unlearn, but something in relating to this, because I feel like these conversations are very important for us to have. Thank you so much for listening. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. If you have anything you would like me to speak about, or if you have any questions about learning to unlearn, you can speak to me about it. I'm going to link down a couple of blogs I read for myself in terms of the concept of learning to unlearn, because I can't really go too in detail into it, because I want to keep my videos quite concise and short, because not everybody has time to listen to a lot of videos, and I want to get to as much audience as possible. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.